Well, welcome along to another day in my little adventure through Spain and France. And in case you haven't watched any of the other videos, I got to Lemouge yesterday, which means I'm in Lemouge today. And there is a reason why I stayed in Lemouge. It's because I want to go to a very, very special place today, not far from here. The sat-nav is all ready to rock and roll, and so am I. So without further ado, let's roll the intro, and I'll see you on the road. I'm loving this French countryside. It's not as arid, I guess you'd call it, or slightly sunburnt as Spain. It's very lush. Yeah, again, riding through some of the little villages, just lovely little villages. And I guess, you know, we ride through the UK and we ride through a village and don't even think about it. Then someone from another country comes along and goes, oh, what a lovely little village. It's, I don't know. There's just something nice about it. So I'm not far from Oradour, and I rode through a village a little bit back up the road there, and I couldn't help but think that that village is basically how Oradour should be. You know, people still going about their business, new buildings mixed with old buildings, you know, but Oradour was just, well, decimated. So this is how Oradour should be, with buildings, with roofs, with, you know, people still living their lives and stuff. Yeah, new buildings, old buildings, all mixed together. It's, yeah, it was not to be. And if you don't know the history of Oradour-sur-Galne, please do stick around and you'll find out a little bit more. See, some people don't like that stone-walled, slightly rustic, very functional style of house. I've actually had one person tell me it looks like it's just about to fall down. It's functional. It's just how it's always been. And I love it because it looks like that. It doesn't need to be covered in plaster and painted in pink or any other colour for that matter. It's just lovely as it is. With shutters, I might add. You may have, if you watched yesterday's video, you would know that I've got a bit of a thing about shutters. And my wife hasn't. My wife hates them, doesn't like the idea of them, and I love them. I really like the idea of them. Okay. That's not good. That's the village. So after the old village was decimated, they effectively built a new village a little bit further over to one side. So I may actually be going to behind me is the memorial to all of the people that lost their life on the 10th of June in Oradour in 1944. I'm hoping now that I can go down to the village and have a little wander around it.
On the 10th of June 1944, 4 days after D-Day, the village of Oradour-sur-Galne in Haute-Vienne in Nazi-occupied France was destroyed, when 643 civilians, including men, women and children, were massacred by a German Waffen-SS company as collective punishment for resistance activity in the area. The SS murdered all the people they found in the village at the time, as well as people brought in from the surrounding area. The death toll included people who were merely passing through the village at the time of the SS company's arrival. The men were brought into barns and sheds where they were shot in the legs, doused in petrol, before the barns were set on fire. The women and children were herded into the local church. That too was set on fire. Those who tried to escape through windows were machine gunned. Extensive looting took place throughout the town, and then every building was set on fire. All in all, 643 individuals are recorded to have been murdered. The death toll included 17 Spanish citizens, 8 Italians and 3 Polish. 6 people escaped the massacre. The last living survivor, Robert Hebres, who was known for his activism and reconciliation between France, Germany and Austria, died 11th of February 2023, age 97. Robert was 18 years old at the time of the massacre. The village was never rebuilt. A completely new village was built nearby after the war. President Charles de Gaulle ordered that the ruins of the old village be maintained as a permanent memorial and museum.
Like I said when I was on the bike earlier, Oradour should be like any other French village. You should just be able to ride through and admire it for a little French village. Unfortunately, the 10th of June 1944 happened. Yeah, it's horrible. It's thought-provoking. Very moving. Very, very moving. Right, I think it's time for me to get back on the road because I am melting again.
Right, so I've literally just left Oradour. What a truly humbling and thought-provoking, very, very emotional place. Yeah, can't help but be moved by the place. Very, very well worth a visit. Slightly tricky to find. I guess I'm used to massive, great big brown signs in the UK. They're small and subtle. You have to really know what you're looking for, but really well worth a visit. I'm now going towards Sinon de Royal. I'm staying in a different little place tonight. No idea what it's like, but I've been in touch with my host and he's looking forward to meeting me. Fantastic. So last night where I stayed, if I'm honest, it was really nice if you like cats, and these 2 cats lived in the flat all of the time and the smell was a little bit the young lady who owns the flat was out, so I was home alone looking after the cats. And the accommodation in Spain, in Zaragoza, was the same, without the cats. I was home alone. Unlike Segovia, I had Juan and Elena for company, and their cats. I've got no idea what to expect from Christian and his wife. So yeah, the adventure continues. I've decided to force my sat-nav to into submission with a sound beating, avoid all of the motorways. So I don't know which way it's going to take me, but I'm not going on a toll road today, and I'm happy to wander. I think it's about 100 kilometers, so back roads, see a little bit of France. Yeah, cool, all is well, except it's 25 degrees, El Scorchio, no breeze, melting. Am I happy I have this jacket on? Oh baby, I am. So a huge debt of gratitude to Kate over at Hideout. Thanks ever so much. I'm going to pass this. I rang Kate up about 2 weeks before I was due to set sail for Spain, and I said, do you have a mesh jacket? She said, I have, but I'm going to have to make you one, or I'll have to make one fit, so I might as well just make you one. When do you want it for? I went, 2 weeks time. So bless her, she did. I went over a week later, did a trial fit, and then a week after that I went back and picked it up. Kate said to me when I picked it up, it's not perfect because it was made really quickly. Well, if it's not perfect, it's not far off. I'm very comfortable. The wind is blowing through so nicely. So hot on the motorway yesterday. I just went, right, I've got to put the mesh jacket on, and instantly 2 miles per hour just pulling out of the service station, I felt instant relief, and I'm loving life sitting on my motorbike now. Okay, it's my way. Oh, isn't it lovely? Absolutely lovely. One slight train smash today. I had a message from my wife saying don't let it spoil your holiday, but when I was in Oradour, I was taking photographs with my phone and I was shooting little bits of video with my Sony, and I dropped it. It basically, my bag that the Sony was in kind of rolled, and the zip was open, and it just plopped out. So it ripped the battery off of the back of it. The camera has got a little bit of grass stuck in it, but it looks okay. It's just I'm concerned that it's ripped one of the pins, one of the contacts for the battery off of the camera. So unfortunately, no more Sony for the rest of this trip. I'm a little bit gutted. I'm back on a very straight road again, except this one has got very interesting, very steep hills, which reminds me of the A68, which runs from Scotch Corner up to Edinburgh, and I've taken that road a couple of times now, quite like it. But you come over these hills and there's another straight road ahead of you. Very, very steep hills. Completely blind crests. You could hide a whole village in the recess in the dip. This has been a really good day, really good day. Apart from the fact I broke my camera, other than that, wow. Yeah, wow. I'm desperately seeking another little French cafe somewhere along the way to pull up and have a little break. I like to say I'm in no mad rush today, so even though I've been supping on my water, I'm definitely feeling the effects of dehydration. So I definitely would like to pull up and just chill. Sorry to be graphic, but the inside of my crash helmet is not a nice place to be at the moment. It's very sweaty and it smells of very smelly stale sweat. I don't know how you sanitize a helmet when you're on holidays. And yes, I am talking about this helmet. I have washed the lining of a crash helmet before, so, but I don't know how you do it if you're on holidays. I don't know. People can speak a lot more French than I can, but I learned a little bit of something today. I thought it was café du lait if you wanted coffee with milk, but no, it's café au lait. It's a revelation to me. But I've been asking for the wrong thing for years. Du lait apparently is of milk, so if you were making it with lots of milk, but au lait is like coffee with milk in it. Makes sense? So I shall have to think of a coffee with a sombrero. Olé!
So there you go. That's the reason I came to Sinon. That is Sinon du Royal. Impressive, huh? It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to turn around, go back over the bridge. This camera just failed, ran out of battery, so I don't know how much waffle it's caught back up the road. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was just me waffling. Unfortunately, the cafe was shut, so I still haven't had a coffee and I still haven't had an ice cream. No café and no la glace. Merde.
So I've been into Sinon, had a little fly with a drone, put my heart crossways in my chest, lost sight of my drone. It's not a good idea. Anyway, I took the picture I wanted to take with my bike, kind of. It's gonna have to do. And I've achieved, basically. So that's it, basically coming to the end of this video for today. Heading off to my digs for tonight. I am 3 kilometers away. So yeah, I shall start tomorrow's video from the digs. So I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for tuning in, people. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and in that way I shall see you in the next one. Look after yourself. Bye bye for now. Ciao. The sat-nav is all ready to rock and roll, and so am I. So without further ado, let's roll the intro, and I'll see you on the road. Oh, that's good. Didn't take me lock off.